back to the Misunderstood Evil Genius Network, folks. This is our segment, Spoiler Alert. Basically, where your boy Pepper, the Misunderstood Evil Genius, everybody's favorite crazy cousin, destroys all your favorite movies. As always, we have our favorite rating system, either a good game, which is a pat on the ass, or a boot to the grill, self-explanatory. 4-category rating system, we've got acting and casting, we've got interest in plot, and we also have bullshit ability, and finally miscellaneous. So, without further ado, let's get into it. This week's first movie is G.I. Joe Retaliation, starring once again for the second week in a row, The Rock. What can I say happened in G.I. Joe Retaliation that didn't happen in G.I. Joe the first movie? The Rock was in it? Yeah, The Rock was in it. Bruce Willis was in there too. In the first movie, we had Marlon Wayans and Channing Tatum as our main 2 stars of the movie. This time they decided to just smash those 2 people together into one giant mulatto one called The Rock. He was the new star of the show. They killed Channing Tatum off in like the first 10 minutes, blew him up or shot him. Never really knew. They left it like you didn't know if he was coming back as a bad guy, maybe for the third one. I don't know. They also brought back Cobra Commander and Storm Shadow, which I'm pretty sure both of them died in the first one. I don't know how they did that. Which brings me to the problem with sequels. In the first G.I. Joe, they didn't plan on making it into a franchise. Hasbro needed to sell some toys, so they was like, okay, let's put this together and see if somebody watch it. It actually didn't suck as bad as we all thought it was going to suck. So they was like, shit, we got to make another one, but we just killed everybody. How can we do this? So they bring in The Rock and Bruce Willis. Now, for some reason, at 58, Bruce Willis has become an action star again. I don't really know how that happens because he's 58. What I did like is that even though he's 58, is they didn't cheese him up in this movie like they did in the Expendables. Never thought I'd say this, but in Expendables 2, Arnold, you ruined that movie. And Jean-Claude Van Damme saved it. Chew on that for a second. Jean-Claude Van Damme saved the movie. But that's another movie. We're talking about G.I. Joe. Despite killing off main people and bringing back other main people and twisting it up, it didn't suck as bad as we thought it was. It was actually a little bit better than the first one, which didn't suck as bad as we thought it was going to suck either. Kind of weird. If you haven't already seen the movie, it's pretty much impossible for me to ruin it for you because we already know what happens. It's shoot 'em up, explosion, backstab, double cross, bad guys reveal themselves, explosion, sexy chick running by, shoot 'em up, we regroup and bring in the old guy, explosion, final fight scene, America wins, fuck yeah. USA, 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 yada yada yada, whatever. I still gave it a good game because it started to rock. It didn't drag on. It had a couple of nice little plot twists with Storm Shadow becoming kind of a halfway good guy, but then running away at the end again. Well, after he came back to life somehow. Anyway, for the second week in a row, The Rock saved the world. So it wasn't just some random white dude. So we're going to give this one an overall good game. Next movie is Oblivion, starring Tom Cruise. It is also our White Man Saves the World movie of the week. Basically, Tom Cruise and the sexy redhead chick were some kind of security team that was on Earth after Earth had blown up and had some crazy great war, and they were trying to go off to another planet, and they were trying to save some water and ship it up to these giant spaceships so they could take it and use it as fuel and all kinds of stuff to the next planet. It's a good concept for the hydroelectricity. I guess they were trying to keep it clean. I'm always a fan of post-apocalyptic movies. I always like to see what different directors and writers think, you know, how the world's going to end. And in this one, you know, there was an alien invasion, but we pick up after the invasion of them trying to salvage what's left and get off the planet that's dead. Apparently, for some reason, they only had 2 weeks left of their mission, but Tom Cruise, as all white people do, get curious. So he kept getting curious, and then he found Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman, who was the leader of the Mole Men, who were living in caves, but they kept calling them skags or scams or scavengers or something like that. But basically the movie initially made you think that they were the aliens, but I guess it came to find out that Tom Cruise and his redhead chick were the aliens. This is where it got nice little twist to it, because Tom Cruise and his sexy redhead chick were actually clones. And they were clones that the aliens had created, and they didn't realize they was clones, but somehow they realized they was clones with the help of Morgan Freeman, because Morgan Freeman makes everything make sense to white people. So Morgan Freeman convinces Tom Cruise that he is a clone and that he should help them in the movement and against the aliens who created him. I guess somehow the clones had the thoughts of their old person that they originally were, somehow transferred and found their way through the clone deal. This is where it got really confusing. And also with the help of a sexy space future chick, who actually was Tom Cruise's chick from the past, came in. And originally I thought it was a clever storyline with the aliens taking humans and then making clones out of the humans to go and defeat the humans. That's pretty nifty. That was nice. The problem is that somehow magically the clone's thoughts from when he was a regular human started transferring to the new clones. I don't know how that works. And then they started developing the conscious and wanting to save themselves, and then he wanted to blow up the people that created him, the aliens. That was just weird, and it was a nice plot twist originally, but it got real weird when his ex or his wife came back from space from a time capsule and started sleeping with clones. That makes her a clone whore. I don't know if there's ever been a such thing as a clone whore in Hollywood, but she was sexy. I mean, hey, whatever. No woman that fine should ever be named Olga Kurylenko or whatever her last name is, but Olga? Really? I mean, you never know what your daughter's gonna grow up to look like, but Olga? She should have changed that when she made it to Hollywood. So Morgan Freeman and Tom Cruise go up to the spaceship, and they have this weird conversation with the alien mother. And right before they blow her up, the thing that I really get to boot to the grill on this movie is that it looked like they used the same graphics from Independence Day. It was like the same scenes from when Will Smith and the other dude with the cigar went up to blow up the aliens. It was like almost identical. It was crazy. They got lazy on that one. They got real lazy on that one. The cast of the movie was cool. I mean, you had Tom Cruise, Morgan Freeman, 2 sexy chicks, and then there was like maybe 8 more people in the movie. So, I mean, they spent their money on good actors and then special effects. All went fine and dandy. So the casting gets a good game. Interest and plot get a good game up until the end. The miscellaneous white man saves the world again, that gets a boot to the grill, and using the same Independence Day whole deal gets a boot to the grill. And then bullshit ability gets a major boot to the grill, because somehow Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman defeated the super space aliens that had control over everything just by simply switching bodies. They couldn't see that. They were supposed to bring up some other person, but they brought up Morgan Freeman and some bombs, and the aliens didn't see that at all. Really? So basically we have a tie between the boots to the grills and the good games. And of course our tiebreaker is sexy bitches, and the redhead chick and Olga, I'm gonna have to give this movie a boot to the game because they kicked it up. Especially when the redhead chick was swimming in the pool. That girl had ass. Our last movie of the week is an old classic, Jurassic Park. I do not know why they came out with Jurassic Park again. I'm sure they made another 20 mil off of it just cause. This time they tried to slide it over to us in 3D. Unless you film a movie in 3D, don't try and tell me that this new movie is in 3D. In fact, the only part that you could tell was in 3D was when they showed the little fat white kid right before the doctor scared him with the claw and told him about velociraptors. That was the only clear part that you could see in 3D of the movie. It was a waste of time. I might as well watch it on regular TV. And I don't mean regular digital cable TV. I mean like regular ass TV. Cool thing about Jurassic Park though is that, you know, I mean, we looking at what? Jurassic Park came out, the year was 1993. Pretty sure I had like some cross colors on and maybe a chain or something like that, like my thin gold chain. I was a freshman in high school. So we went up to Metro Center Mall down in Phoenix, which is like the old decrepit rundown mall now. Once again, I can't spoil this movie for you either because we've all seen it. We all know what happened. The dinosaurs come out and they eat the white people who wanted to be inquisitive and investigate and bring back the dead in the future and make it a theme park. That's a brilliant idea. Biggest movie of its time, no doubt. I enjoyed it originally, and actually I took my little one to go see this because she loves dinosaurs and wanted to go see it. At first I originally thought it was going to be a little bit too scary for her. Showed her the preview. She was like, "Nah, Daddy, I want to rock the dinosaurs. I'm not afraid." Said, "Cool, let's go watch it." So we went and watched it, and we were both disappointed in the 3D, but she loved the dinosaurs. And comes to tell you how far in almost 20 years things change as far as what we think is scary and what kids think is scary now. It wasn't a creepy thing about that movie at all. I mean, the dinosaurs look cool, but they didn't look that cool that I needed to pay $13.50 in 3D. I'm gonna give this one a boot to the grill just because we seen it 20 years ago and y'all didn't fix anything. Jurassic Park 4 though, I hear they're filming in Hawaii, so if y'all need a funny dude or somebody to shoot something, or I'll get eaten by a dinosaur. I can be an extra. I'll get eaten by a dinosaur. Y'all film in Hawaii, y'all call me, and I'm here. I'm here. Y'all need me in Jurassic Park 4. Maybe I'll ride a dinosaur and start chomping on tourists. I don't know. Put me in the movie though. Put me in the movie. This has been this week's Spoiler Alert. I'd like to thank y'all for continually coming out and supporting the Evil Genius Network. Next week we'll be going over another rock movie called Pain and Gain. We'll be doing Iron Man 3, and we'll also be doing 42, the Jackie Robinson story. Tune in. Deuces!